Marvel is the mighty cinematic empire that once made us believe that no villain was too big, no hero was too small, and every movie would end in epiquel, at least until 2024 rolled around. Now, instead of the Infinity Saga ending with a bang, we're left with a thud that sounds a lot like the MCU trying to find its way out of a multiverse-sized hole. From box office flops that couldn't even buy a decent cup of coffee, to legal issues that are more dramatic than a soap opera, Marvel's 2024 has been less Avengers Assemble and more Avengers. What now? So, grab your favorite superhero mug, because we're about to take a sarcastic, oh so controversial deep dive into the top 10 biggest MCU fan disappointments of 2024. Trust me, it's going to be a bumpy ride through what could have been but mostly wasn't. Remember when we all thought the MCU could do no wrong after Avengers Endgame? It hit $0.8 billion, and we were all living in a fantasy world where every movie was a guaranteed hit. But here we are, 2024, watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and the Marvels crash harder than a drunk Thor after Endgame. These films couldn't even manage to break $500 million globally. Yikes. Marvel's box office has taken such a nosedive that it makes Eternals look like a financial masterpiece. If you're wondering why you don't see the MCU posters dominating the theaters anymore, it's because the multiverse is now just a place where Marvel's box office dreams go to die. So, what happened? Maybe we finally realized that throwing a bunch of heroes on screen and hoping for the best doesn't always result in Avengers-level success. Wakanda Forever, more like Wakanda, never mind, Kang the Conqueror. He was supposed to be the villain of all villains, the guy to make Thanos look like a middle school bully. But now, well, Kang's plotline has been about as smooth as Ultron's first attempt at world domination. We were promised a multi-dimensional menace, only to watch Jonathan Majors' personal drama derail everything Marvel had set up. Now we're left with a villain so tangled in legal issues and delayed appearances that he might just end up being replaced by Dr. Doom again. I mean, Dr. Doom's been coming soon for years now, so he's practically an MCU old-timer at this point. Honestly, Marvel, you had one job, to create a menacing villain with a terrifying presence. Instead, you got Kang, the villain who was too busy to show up. By 2024, we're all drowning in superhero content. At this point, it's not just the Marvels that feels like a rehash, it's every new character. Remember when Phase 4 gave us Shang-Chi and Eternals? Yeah, we didn't either. Eternals, the movie that tried to be more Oscar-worthy than Marvel Universe, was as exciting as watching paint dry on a CGI-painted wall. But hey, Phase 5 is here. Welcome the endless onslaught of underwhelming solo movies and TV series that feel like, hey, let's give a random hero a movie and see if it sticks. So, what's the result? Shang-Chi had a dragon and still felt like a movie we'd all forget within a week. We're now knee-deep in content, and we're starting to ask, when is the next Guardians movie? Oh, right? Never mind, we're getting more spin-offs we didn't ask for. It's like Marvel is binge-watching their own content and thinking it's still the thing to do. This one could have been gold, a spy thriller featuring the Skrulls, shape-shifting aliens, and Nick Fury, who's been Mia longer than we'd like to admit. But instead of pulling off a Winter Soldier-level twist, we got an entire series that was, well, secret for all the wrong reasons. It was as thrilling as watching your Wi-Fi router blink red and then freeze on you. Secret Invasion had zero tension, zero stakes, and zero memorable moments. Marvel tried to make the Skrulls the new big bad, but they couldn't even manage to make a reveal exciting. At the end of the day, the only secret that was revealed was how utterly boring the show was. Spoiler alert, the plot twist was as predictable as your grandmother's fruitcake at Christmas. Remember when WandaVision launched and we were all in awe of Marvel's ability to create something fresh? Then Loki gave us the perfect mix of time travel shenanigans and philosophical dilemmas. But now, welcome to Marvel's quantity over quality strategy, the show that proves that more is definitely not better. From Agatha, Darkhold Diaries, yes. That's actually happening to Marvel Zombies because why not, right? It feels like Disney Plus is Marvel's dumping ground for half-baked ideas that should have been kept in the brainstorming room. We get it. Marvel, you can churn out a TV series a month, but do we need it? It's getting so bad that we're wondering if What If was the best thing Disney Plus could have given us. But even that was like a diet soda version of actual storytelling. Oh, and Daredevil, Born Again? Yeah, that's supposed to be cool, if it ever happens. Remember when we thought Marvel was building toward Avengers, Secret Wars? Fast forward to 2024 and we've been hit with the Marvels, Thunderbolts, and Economia, which could have been further from what we wanted. These movies and shows are like stuffing 500 characters into a phone booth and expecting them all to shine. They're overstuffed, underwhelming, and worse. They're trying to convince us that this is all leading to something grand. Maybe Marvel's trying to see how many flops they can fit into one phase. I can just picture the planning meeting. Hey, let's take all the less popular heroes, throw them together, and see if people care. Spoiler alert, we don't. Meanwhile, we're still waiting on Blade, a movie we've been promised for years. At this point, Blade's timeline is more confusing than the MCU's multiverse. Thunderbolts were supposed to be the MCU's answer to Suicide Squad, but without all the cringe. Instead, we're left waiting. And waiting, and you guessed it, waiting. The Thunderbolts movie has been delayed more times than Blade's release, and now it's just an afterthought. Fans were excited to see anti-heroes like Yelena Belova and US Agent team up. Instead, we've got more delays than the last Star Wars movie. It's like Marvel's been throwing out random team-ups in the hopes that fans will keep pretending like this isn't just Phase 5.5. At this point, Thunderbolts might as well be renamed The Waiting Room. We used to have Thanos. Thanos, the guy who wiped out half of existence and made us all rethink our life choices. Now we're stuck with MODOK, a big head in a tiny suit, and Malekith, who, let's face it, wasn't ever scary. Even in Thor: The Dark World, the MCU's villains are now a joke. We went from world-ending threats to weird CGI messes. At this point, Thanos might just start looking like a beacon of consistency in the chaotic storm of villains that Marvel keeps throwing at us. Come on, Marvel, we get it. We love a good villain, but where's the next Thanos? We need someone who's more than just another mad scientist or interdimensional freak show. Riri Williams, aka Iron Hart, was supposed to be the future of the MCU. She was the new Iron Man, but with more youthful exuberance and maybe a better sense of style. So, what did Marvel give us? An underwhelming cameo in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever and a solo series that felt like a glorified tutorial on how to waste potential. Iron Heart's debut was as epic as an undercooked burger. We thought she'd bring fresh energy to the MCU, but instead, we got the MCU's equivalent of a warm can of soda flat. Uninspired and forgettable, maybe in 2025. Huh? Remember when Hulk was a vital part of the Avengers team? Now he's like the forgotten cousin at a family reunion. He's there, but no one's really paying attention. After Avengers, Hulk was one of the most interesting characters with so much potential, yet now, he's lucky if he gets more than 5 minutes of screen time. She-Hulk was supposed to breathe new life into the character, but it turned out to be a meme machine, rather than a smash fest. Marvel has somehow managed to make Hulk irrelevant. They've turned him into a background character who shows up just to wave and remind us that he used to smash. It's time for Marvel to give us back the real Hulk, the one who actually smashes, not the one who cracks dad jokes while sitting in the corner. And that, my friends, concludes our delightful little journey through the top 10 biggest MCU fan disappointments of 2024. Honestly, if you didn't feel some personal betrayal along the way, are you even a true Marvel fan anymore? But hey, maybe you're one of those rare souls still holding out hope that Kang will somehow pull it together. Good luck with that. So, here's where you come in. Do you think The Marvels was a masterpiece? Was Secret Invasion a thriller or a snooze fest? Maybe you're still holding a candle for Iron Heart, waiting for her to actually show up as the next Iron Man, or whatever she was supposed to be. Either way, I want to hear from you. Drop your hottest takes in the comments, because let's be real, we all know you've got some strong opinions. And hey, if you somehow think Phase 5 is actually good, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be here, eagerly waiting to debate you. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're as disappointed as I am, or even if you're in denial about it. Oh, and subscribe if you want more of this cheerful content, because why not? And ring that bell, because when Marvel inevitably drops another Eternals or Thunderbolts, you know I'll be here with the sarcasm ready. Catch you in the next one, where we'll probably be talking about how Blade still hasn't shown up. But who's counting?